Good afternoon. This is Dolia De Silva for Gold FM, bringing you your news in detail.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
In the news headlines, opposition signing no confidence against Prime Minister. Dr. Amra Surya moves to clarify information on controversial English lesson. Julie Chung sets departure date. And in news overseas, historic first as Palestine opens embassy in the UK.
The top story on Gold FM.
The National Institute of Education approved the immediate removal of a controversial lesson from the new Grade 6 English module. This was announced by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amrasuriya. Addressing Parliament this morning, the Prime Minister confirmed that the decision followed a formal inquiry into an error that included a link to an inappropriate adult website. The NIE's Academic Advisory Board granted approval yesterday, ensuring the contentious material is removed before the modules are distributed to students. The issue was raised in Parliament today, with opposition member MP Nizam Karyapar also flagging alleged data privacy and child protection concerns. Prime Minister and Minister of Education Dr. Harini Amrasuriya initially offered this explanation.
The activity highlighted in the Grade 6 English module in no way directs students to provide their personal information. The activity is a reading activity where the students are expected to read 3 simple paragraphs on 3 hypothetical characters, 1 boy and 2 girls who have been presented as from England, Japan and India respectively, and to provide certain specific information mentioned in the paragraphs in a given space. The reading activity thus presented addresses the reading sub-skill, reading for specific information in this context. Since the students are not given any instruction to share their personal information, there is no room for violation of the policy regarding the privacy of children.
However, the opposition challenged this explanation. MP Karyapar argued that the module explicitly required students to fill in personal metrics like height and weight, raising serious safety and pedagogical concerns.
Quite contrary to what your has explained to this Parliament, I find, according to the module that had been given, information such as the height, the weight of the student are specified. And it's not only this particular page, Honorable Prime Minister, the entire module contains a system by which 3 students from 3 different countries interacting through website, which is no more in operation. It's already sold, it's not there, it's about 10 years old and no more in operation. There the students are called upon and encouraged to interact with each other, telling them to share their information including the height, the weight.
This is what the Prime Minister had to say in response.
Given the controversy about this lesson and our assessment also that is inappropriate, immediately after this came to our knowledge, this particular module was sealed and not delivered to the children. We have obtained approval from the National Institute of Education Academic Advisory Board to remove this lesson. This was the recommendation of the Ministry, which was submitted to the Academic Advisory Board of the NIE, and this was approved and this lesson will be removed.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
National Freedom Front leader Vimal Veeravansa claims that relying on AI technology to translate English texts into Sinhala for education reforms created significant problems. Veeravansa argues that the incorporation of these direct automated translations resulted in numerous complications within the proposed system. He addressed these concerns regarding the quality of the reforms during a press conference held in Colombo today. In the interest of clarity, we have left his remarks undubbed.
නව අධ්‍යාපන ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණ පිළිබඳ ප්‍රශ්නය හත් පොලේ ගාගත්තු තත්වයකට අද මේ ආණ්ඩුව පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. කීප දෙනෙක්ගේ කඩිකුලප්පුවකට ආසියානු සංවර්ධන බැංකුවෙන් හම්බෙන ඩොලර් මිලියන් 200ට පෙරේත කමේ මේ රටේ දරුවන්ගේ අධ්‍යාපනය බිල්ලට දෙන්න කවුරු හරි තීරණය කරනවා නම් ඒකට කිසිසේත්ම ඉඩ දිය යුතු නැහැ. යම් කිසි විදිහට මේ ඔය .net කියන කේතය තරක් වැරදීමකින් ආවයි කියලා කියනවනම් ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් හරි අපිට සලකා බලන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඒ කේතය පමණක් නෙවෙයි මේ වෙබ් අඩවියට ඇතුල් වෙන්න ඕන කරන ප්‍රොෆයිල් එක පවා දරුවන්ට හදන හැටි කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. දැන් විජිත හේරත් යටත් විජිත හේරත් මහත්තයා කියනවා හොයාගත්තලු වැරද්ද කරපු කෙනා කියන්න බෑ. කියන්න බැරි කිව්වොත් රෙද්ද ගැලවෙන්නේ. දැන් අපි අහන්න කැමති අධ්‍යාපන ඇමතිවරියකින් මේ උපදේශකයන් තෝරාගත්තු නිර්ණායකයෙකුමත් මේ මොඩියුල හදන්න. අපි ඉතාමත් පැහැදිලිව කියනවා මේගොල්ලෝ කෘත්‍රිම තාක්ෂණයයි යොදාගෙන ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන් තිබු මුල් පිටපත් සිංහලට පරිවර්තනය කරලා තියෙනවා බොහොමයක්. අනික කෘත්‍රිම තාක්ෂණය යොදාගෙන සිංහලට පරිවර්තනය කරාට අධ්‍යක්ීම් ඇති මිනිස් මොළ වලින් කරන වැඩවලට ගෙවුවේ ඇයි? හරිනේ අමරසූරිය අධ්‍යාපන ඇමතිකමෙන් ඉවත් කරන තුරු අපි ඔක්කොම එකට එකතු වෙලා මහජනයා වෙනුවෙන් සටනට බහිමු. ඒ සඳහා අපි ඕනම පාර්ශවයක් එක්ක එකට එකතු වෙන්න ලෑස්ති.
The opposition launched a formal no-confidence motion against Education Minister and Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amrasuriya. Led by Sajid Premadasa, the opposition leader, the motion is being signed at the opposition leader's office in Parliament. The opposition alleges the government's recent education reforms contain significant subject errors and inappropriate content, claiming the ministry failed to address these concerns responsibly. US Ambassador to Sri Lanka Julie Chung will depart the country on the 16th of January, concluding a nearly 4-year tenure as the top American diplomat in Colombo. In a statement, Chung described her time in the island as focused on strengthening security partnerships, expanding trade, and promoting democratic values. Chung was the ambassador since February 2022. Deputy Chief of Mission Jane Harrell will assume the role of Charge d'Affaires until a new ambassador arrives. It is expected that Eric Mayer, a career diplomat from California, will take on the role next. Sri Lanka's budget deficit is projected to rise to 6.5% of gross domestic product in 2026, up from an earlier target of 5.1%, as the government ramps up spending for Cyclone Dutwa recovery efforts. A newly released Finance Ministry document indicates that the 1.4% increase is driven by an additional 500 billion rupees allocated for disaster relief and infrastructure rehabilitation. Capital expenditure is set to climb to 5% of GDP, while recurrent spending will grow to 16.9%. Treasury Secretary Harshana Suryaperumu confirmed that while the government remains committed to its long-term strategy of cutting recurrent costs, immediate priorities must shift towards rebuilding the nation's climate-resilient infrastructure. Sri Lanka's Tourism Development Authority is set to launch a major leakage survey at the end of this month to determine exactly how much foreign currency remains within the local economy. The move follows a recent revision of tourist expenditure data, which saw the estimated daily spend per visitor downgraded from $171 to $148. SLTDA Chairman Buddhagaheva Vasan told reporters in Colombo that the study aims to track the portion of that $148 that exits the country through food imports, profit repatriation by foreign-owned hotels, and overseas marketing costs. While some leakage is common in open economies, officials are concerned that high outflows may be limiting the benefits of tourism for local communities and job seekers. The findings are expected to help the government craft new policies to ensure that more tourism revenue circulates locally, supporting the island's broader goals for sustainable and resilient economic development. The Chief of the Army Staff of India, General Upendra Trivedi, is in Sri Lanka for a 2-day official visit. According to the Indian Defence Ministry, the General will meet with senior military and civil leaders, including the Commander of the Sri Lanka Army and the Secretary to the Defence Ministry. They will discuss regional security, training cooperation, and capacity building. The visit includes addresses at the Defence Services Command and Staff College and the Army War College in Buttula, highlighting the strong bilateral commitment to professional military exchanges. The general is also expected to pay his respects at the IPKF War Memorial in Colombo. The Department of Meteorology issued a severe weather warning as a low-pressure area currently positioned 700 kilometers southeast of Bataclan threatens to develop into a depression. Heavy rains and strong winds are expected to lash northern, eastern and central provinces. A total ban on fishing and naval activities is now in place from Kankasanture to Hambantota.
Now for some news in brief.
The Parliamentary Pensions Repeal Bill was presented to Parliament by Minister of Justice and National Integration, Harshana Nanayakara. The Sungavilla Road leading to the Somavithya site in Polonnaruwa is temporarily closed for all vehicles due to the risk of flooding.
The business news on Gold FM.
Trading of the Colombo stock market was suspended this morning. The CSE stated that this was due to unusual opening prices in a specific entity, which launched its initial public offering on the bourse today. We spoke to Sachin Unambure, the head of fixed income research from Capital Alliance, to get some clarity on the matter.
Because there was a system error and price of the IPO shares went to an unrealistic price. So it looks like a tech error. It's not only that it was an IPO issue, it's a tech issue by the looks of it, a trading system error. So until they figure that out, the CSE has decided to halt the trading for the day. But it looks like trading will be permanently halted for today. As of now, that is what we are hearing.
International news on Gold FM.
The State of Palestine officially inaugurated its embassy in the United Kingdom, a move described by Ambassador Husam Zumlot as a historic and profound milestone. Speaking at a ceremony in Hammersmith, the ambassador unveiled a new official plaque, formally upgrading the building from its previous status as a diplomatic mission to a full embassy with complete diplomatic privileges. The transition follows the UK government's landmark decision in September 2025 to formally recognise Palestine as an independent state. Swiss authorities in Crans-Montana banned sparklers in all local venues, following the devastating fire in a bar that claimed 40 lives and injured 116 people on New Year's Day. Mayor Nicholas Feraud announced the prohibition alongside plans to hire an external contractor to audit all 128 venues in the area immediately. Investigators believe the blaze began when patrons raised champagne bottles with sparklers attached, igniting sound-insulating foam on the basement ceiling. Feraud admitted the bar had not undergone mandatory safe checks since 2019, a failure that could not explain, but for which the council expressed profound regret.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Former Saturday Night Live cast member Chris Redd posted an emotional video to Instagram, admitting he sold pills to fellow castmates during his 5-year tenure on the show. The comedian stated that the 6-minute confessional was an effort to lead with more vulnerability and openness in his personal and professional life.
Sports news on Gold FM.
Sri Lanka is set to appoint former Indian batsman Vikram Rathore as the batting coach ahead of the T20 World Cup. Rathore served as India's batting coach until 2024 and is currently the assistant coach of Indian Premier League side Rajasthan Royals. He will join the Sri Lankan team on the 15th of January. That's it for now. This is Julia De Silva for Gold FM. Thank you and have a lovely day.